This is The Mirror with Sarah and Ryan. We're two friends trying to heal and create community together with the magic of tarot and energy healing. This is your time to reflect and receive. So let's get into it. I'm Ryan, an energy healer, green witch, and all around rebel who can help you realign and rally against the system.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm a tough love tarot card dealer. No sugarcoating because I'm sweet enough. And I'm so sorry for the lawn work going on outside my window. If you hear anything, I apologize.
That's just what two hotties have to deal with.
Exactly. My lawn is getting hot right now, you guys.
Because it's spring, which is a great segue into what we're going to talk about today. Kind of that spring like discipline so we can grow energy. How are you doing? What's coming up for you?
I love this topic. I love the idea of talking about discipline from ourselves towards ourselves, having an authoritative voice come from ourselves, and then we submit to that. I think that's really powerful. I think that's going to be a vector for like change in our life. So if you've been feeling a little bit stuck, a little bit like you want things to shift or change, spring is a perfect time to support that. And if you haven't played around with discipline before, I encourage you to stick around and see what the tarot cards say about it. Enjoy Ryan's energy healing to support, you know, becoming a more disciplined version of yourself. Because why not give it a try? Try different modalities all the time is what I say, to see what works for you. Because not everything is perfect for you, and not everything's gonna gel. So I would just say, like, why not this spring, this season, we just practice a little bit more discipline with ourselves and see kind of where we end up. For me, I think it'll be really exciting where I go. I've got a lot of big goals I want to achieve. I want to write a book. I want to move to Disneyland one day. Like, I got things to do. And if it's not going to happen, if I am always letting myself off the hook for my dreams, like, my dreams are worthy of support. They're worthy of me taking steps towards them. And so yeah, let's just like play around with that. Let's see where that edge is, almost between, like, self-love, discipline, like how they're the same and how they're different, and where they may kind of like, where we can find like a connection that actually supports us. So that's what came through for me. What do you think?
I love that, but also I want those to know that if you're like, I hate what Sarah's saying, this is like making my stomach hurt, I hate discipline, like I am right there with you. I had a really authoritarian father, and so once he left, there was not a lot of discipline in my life in that like kind of way, because discipline was never like a loving thing. And so I've always been like really like hard. I've been like, ooh, discipline, harsh, like, but I do see the beauty in it. I do see how it gets you to where you need to go. Discipline doesn't have to be like really mean and hurtful. And so I'm willing to like also, like, side note, my 2024 year word of the year is flirt, like being flirty. And so like let's be a little flirty with discipline. Like how is this going to how does this even look? Because I'm an adult now and it's so different from when I was a child. And yeah, let's just see what comes up. I think I think definitely like for me, the energy healing is gonna need to like shift what discipline looks and feels like, but we'll see. I'm excited to see what the cards say because I definitely need
Okay.
some more discipline in my life.
Yeah, let's see if we can like shift that narrative that discipline is not fun, or the opposite of fun, and maybe open our minds up and consider what else it might be. Now that we're older, we don't have to listen to dad anymore. Maybe we get to choose our own adventure with discipline. So I'm just shuffling my cards here. Today we're working from the Wild Unknown Tarot deck, as we often do. And I'll just invite you to just relax. Just relax and maybe take a bit of a deeper breath, and let your belly soften and relax. still shuffling, just like in the spring, the soil needs to be like, aerated and turned over and stuff. I really want to make sure this is jiggled up. Okay. So I'm cutting the deck and I'm gonna pick 3 cards for us today. Ah, ha, ha, ha. So interesting. They have a really beautiful common theme, which is kind of like the color red, the color pink, roses, floral growth. Okay. So we're going to start with our first card, which is the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is a tarot card that looks predominantly black with shading, and there's a kind of a rose on the card that's wilting, its head is bent over, and it's losing a petal. It's very Beauty and the Beast, everlasting rose looking like. And there's like a string of five pentacle designs at the top of the card. Generally in tarot, the fives can be a bit challenging. It's kind of like our first real test in this journey. And pentacles are related to earth, money, finance, skills, career, anything we're doing to advance ourselves, honestly. So in the five, we are feeling like there's not enough for me. It's easier for everyone. Everyone else has it so much better than me because I'm really unique and I have all these unique challenges that nobody else faces. And that's good for them, but that will never work for me because I'm very limited. It's a very sad card, a self-pitying card, a card of lack. So for this card to come up, I think it's time for us to turn towards ourselves and look at where we're making these excuses for ourselves, where we're selling ourselves short. And if you are trying to troubleshoot or problem solve in your life and figure out what your next steps are, and you keep coming up against, well, I don't have enough money for this, or, oh, I don't have enough energy for this, or, oh, I don't have enough time for that, just write that down and come back to it later, because that's the first thought that's coming up for you around this. But I bet if you did a little bit of digging, you would find out that even if you had an extra 100K in the bank, you still wouldn't do it because you're too afraid, or because you don't have anyone to do it with, or something like that. So a lot of times these woe is me, I don't have enough, this energy is actually just a cry for help, or like a response kind of prompted off of something else, if that makes sense. So I'm just inviting you to believe that, especially around discipline, maybe it's not that you don't have enough discipline, maybe it's that you need to change your relationship with it. I really do believe that none of us don't have enough willpower to achieve things. There's a lot of lazy folks that get a lot of shit done. Okay. So I would just encourage you to just keep this in mind. Really curious if you want to share with us as well what came up for you around that, what your limiting kind of belief was. The second card in our spread is the Empress card. The Empress card is a major arcana card. It's got a lot of energy. It's got a big voice here today. It's the third in the tarot deck. 3 is like a perfect kind of group pairing, unity. It kind of signifies wholeness. And in this deck, the card has a black background and a white tree, but the edges of the tree are glowing pinks, magentas, purples, and there's a crescent moon in the card as well. That moon being a symbol of our intuition, what we know to be true, outside of society's rules, outside of our schedules, things that we know to be true about ourselves and who we're here to be. So the Empress card is here to remind us that we are already whole exactly as we are. We are already whole exactly as we are. We don't want for anything. In fact, we're actually the creators of this journey. It starts from us. We can create consciously, but also subconsciously. We're just creative. We're just creative, expressive beings. And when we're aligned, when we have kind of healed any Five of Pentacles wounds that we're carrying, we're naturally in a state where we're just going to be producing, making things happen in our life, especially this season, this spring, to have this growth energy. What that tells me is that everything's aligned right now for us to supercharge our growth, if that's available to you, if you step up and claim it. So yeah, for the Empress to come up in a spread like this, very positive sign. I think it's a sign of like kind of doing things well, and versus rushing them. The Empress, like she'll take her time to do things. She's not hurried. She knows that the world works in seasons. She's not expecting tulips in January. Okay, she's not expecting sunflowers in May. She knows that there's a time and a season for everything. So I would just encourage you to tap into your own intuitive knowing about what you know to be true about you, and kind of try and see if we can separate that from what we think we know about ourselves from that Five of Pentacles energy. I want you to consider what you already know to be true in this Empress card, which is, you know, I'm already whole exactly as I am. I'm a creative person. When I'm supported, I just produce like it's nothing. It's effortless because that's just who I am. I'm a creative being. Our final card in our spread is the Two of Cups, which is really cute. So we have more rose imagery. There's a black background on this card. There are two cups that kind of almost very close, almost cheersing, and there are two roses next to each cups, and they're kind of crossing over each other. The rose is red. These ones are unlike the rose you saw in the Five of Pentacles, which was kind of wilting. These ones are fresh and tender and perfectly, perfectly beautiful. So Two of Cups card is about a coming together of whatever you want to call it, the hustle and flow. You can call it the masculine feminine if that helps. I'm not sure it does, but I'm gonna say like the disciplinarian in you coming together with the wild child version of yourself. Okay, so we have the wild, unhinged, chaotic version of ourselves, and we have the highly disciplined, intelligent, highly ordered version of ourselves. And in this card, they're coming together in perfect harmony. They know their different roles. They know that they can't exist without each other. They know that they're better together, and they kind of understand how to work in harmony to support each other. These any two in tarot is usually kind of coming together like a couple. So this could be you and someone else if if you are listening to this for some other kind of aspect of your life. But if we're focusing it on discipline and ourselves, I really do think this is the disciplined version of yourself and the undisciplined version of yourself coming together to find harmony and create a new path forward. That's what came up for me with these cards. Ryan, what are your thoughts?
I I'm always in awe of the what the cards give us, and this was just like so beautiful. Like the imagery was just so spot on. It looked like you couldn't have picked it better if you tried. Something that really came up for me that I had forgotten about for myself is that like when I was younger, I used to think being mean to myself was fun. And so I don't know, it was like a fun game to be mean to myself. And so that's, I think, why I pushed discipline so far away. But seeing that Empress card, and, you know, sometimes we think of the Empress as maybe like soft, but there's softness and strength. And so it really made me think like, what can discipline look like when it's not being mean, when it's like really nourishing, when it's really like full bodied and like beautiful? Because just like that Two of Cups card, like it's bringing it the disciplined and undisciplined version, those polarities together, really got me thinking. I think what I kind of want to do for the energy healing is like give ourselves some time to like get some feedback from the universe of like what will this discipline look or feel like? Because I think perhaps we don't know. I don't know. Yeah, this was really intense for me. I also saw myself a lot in that Five of Coins. Is that what it was? Five of Pentacles card. Um, if you're watching the video, it's a rose with the head pointed down, and I just really saw myself as a child in that, like kind of just like my own head bowed down and just like sad and depressed from discipline, but then having that next card as like the Empress, which is just like again standing strong. I know a rose and a tree are very different, but the tree like there's a lot of discipline and growth in a tree, and to like watch that bloom and watch that grow, it's just really beautiful. And so Yeah, I'm just still in awe with the cards. What about for you? How are you? What are you thinking, energy healing wise?
Well, I really think that because of the order the cards came out, the Five of Pentacles was first. So what that tells me is that needs to be addressed before we can really feel safe to step into and embody the Empress energy and experiment with that Two of Cups energy. So for me, I think if we could spend some time addressing any kind of like, I don't know what emotions y'all are feeling, helplessness, maybe hopelessness, um, worry, anything that you are feeling with this Five of Pentacles energy, just allowing it to kind of come up so it can diffuse a bit. If that's supportive for you, I think it would be for me, especially somatically, to feel that lack in my body and then let it do what it wants and invite it to leave if it would like. So yeah, I would think if there's anything we can do to support this early in the energy healing, I think that'll clear the path for maybe like implanting the kind of more positive associations with these two cards, the Empress and the Two of Cups.
Sounds good to me. Let's get started. And I loved how you said somatic. So I think we're really gonna like feel the body with this one, which is so important. Just really sit with yourself, feel how heavy your body is, how thankful we are for gravity. I have my hands, my palms on my thighs. I'm really feeling the warmth there. Wherever your hands are, feel how heavy they are. Maybe you can feel your feet. See if you can feel into all the corners of your feet. And then your toes. Okay, first we're going to wrap ourselves in a big, beautiful bubble of light. This is red bubble. It is brown as well, like really grounding. I'm feeling soil. Um, just know that this is our protective bubble. We ask that which only serves our most loving, joyful, kindest, happiest, healthiest, uh, most gentle, disciplined, best and highest self, and divine law and order to come through this bubble. And we call upon the earth, our spirit team, our spirit guides, our angels, our master healers and helpers, our benevolent, beloved past ones, our animals. And we ask that all to be here with us now, to watch over us, to guide us, to help us shift what we need to shift, heal what we need to heal, release what we need to release in a way that's best for our mind, body, and spirit. Again, in a gentle way, in a soft way, in a complete way. I'm going to connect. And again, just keep feeling your body. Okay, I'm in. We're going to touch that uh, Five of Pentacles energy. You can put your hand on your chest or somewhere on your body. You can even hug yourself. Sometimes I like to even like put my hand on my neck. And if this feels too heavy, if something's coming up, please take care of yourself, turn this off. We have a nervous system support episode in our history, or talk to a loved one. Discipline can be a heavy subject to work with, so take care of yourself first. Ooh. And what the first thing I'm getting, which is heavy, is that discipline is very different from being a child, experiencing it as a child and as an adult. So let's just keep that in mind. Let's shake our bodies a little bit. I'm not standing, but if I was standing, it would be like a full body. Think about the word discipline while you're doing it. I feel a lot in the throat. We're going to hold that. And again, you can't see what my legs are doing, but my legs are shaking. I'm keeping moving my energy. Okay. Now let's breathe into the spaces we just created. And I want you to imagine a big bubble of, not a bubble of light, a rain, like a torrent, a shower of energy coming down our body, in our body, through our cells, down our spine. This is that Empress energy. This is that soft discipline, that loving discipline. Okay, that feels good. Now let's just take some time to think about what would that Empress discipline look and feel like? Like, how is that feeling in our bodies? For I'll give you a second before I tell you what popped up for me. For me, I see it very much like when you scrape your knee and you after you fall off a bike, and you're allowed to cry. You're allowed to get like a kiss on your knee, but then it's get back on there. Don't let it become a fear or be afraid. Like, get back on that bike and keep going. To me, that's how it feels in my body, of how this Empress discipline, how I want it to be. And then always come back to this if nothing's coming through. Again, this is a practice. We got to strengthen these muscles of what we receive. And now let's really think about if we utilize this discipline, if we held ourselves lovingly accountable. There's something here. Let's just hold it. In the throat? Yes, still in the throat. We'll do that. Yes. Okay, now I'm going to work on the root real quick. Perhaps imagine that you are in a really safe space. I have this image that I like to go to. It's like me in a nature spot that I made up, but I feel so safe here. And I always feel really safe in like a bed, like with my blanket like to my chin. And so I'm imagining that while thinking of with this Empress inner discipline, what can I accomplish? Like, what does that look like in my daily life? What, how does that empower me? How does that get me excited? So think about that in this safe space. Okay. Ooh, we're going to wrap up, start feeling your body. I feel like my whole body has shifted. I can't wait to hear your experience, Sarah. But again, just feel your muscles, feel your body, feel the heat where it's hot, feel the cool where it's cool. Feel the heaviness of your feet. I want you to see a bright white light at the base of your spine, getting brighter and brighter, and it goes down your legs, pools in your feet. This is that grounding energy. Goes down deep into the earth. And then your roots go down, out, 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 down, down, down. And we're wrapping you up in another big bubble of light. This is so funny. I'm seeing very much like someone with a briefcase, like I'm ready to go to work now, but let me put my hat on, like very 50s like imagery, but it's kind of that like, yeah, like let's get into this routine, let's get into this discipline. It's spring now, like it's I got a spring in my step, like let's go do our goals. Okay, let's take a few deep breaths together. We thank the earth, we thank our spirit team. Please continue to let this energy healing continue shifting, releasing, integrating in the way that's best for your mind, body, and spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to disconnect our energy, send your energy back to you, pull my own energy back to me. How you feeling, Sarah?
I feel great. Thank you. Yeah. It was really interesting. I could really feel it when you connected today. it felt like I had been like, I had like a suction cup on me, and then you just like stuck me to the ground, and I was like, "Ooh, ooh," but like suctioned to this base, which was really cool. Um, I feel a lot of excitement in my body, a lot of like optimism. Maybe it's because it's a sunny day here in Vancouver for once, but also like just imagining that Empress energy. I just kind of got like the imagery that I am my own like loving, supportive, caring mother who like gently parents myself. So um basically like everyone's parents, no matter how amazing they are, like they like there are certain moments in your life where maybe they let you down or weren't there for you. That's part of growing up. And part of being grown is reparenting yourself. And I feel like I have been missing the kind of loving discipline piece to that because I've, like you talked about, like you shared with your own personal experience, I don't have of positive associations with discipline. For me, discipline is associated with honestly like violence and intimidation. It's not associated with like love and growing and support. So I'm really excited. I feel a lot of optimism in my body for this new direction. I feel just kind of supported. Yeah. How is it for you?
So much the same. Like I definitely felt that like gentle parenting, that like mothering energy. It felt it felt so good. And it also reminded me, just like short story, once in elementary school, someone like rented a pony for their birthday, and I fell off the pony. Like something happened with the saddle, and I just fell, and I was really hurt. And people my mom was just like, get back on the horse, like almost like yelling, like get back on that horse, because she had horses and she always knew you just had to like immediately get back on. And I didn't, and now I'm afraid of horses. And so maybe there's even some like gentle parenting with that. And like, I don't know, maybe I need to like literally get on a horse. Like maybe, like that's some really loving, gentle discipline. But of course I'm gonna do it while like petting a horse first and then like feeding it. And so yeah, I'm excited too. I feel a bunch of excitement in my body. I'm excited to see what pops up, and I'm definitely going to re-listen to this because since I have such a challenging history with discipline, I think I'm going to need to like remind myself and like keep integrating this into my body and my spirit. Yeah, so a reminder, watch this whenever you want, listen to this whenever you want. I'm so grateful.
I love that. Yeah. And like maybe we need to go on a field trip to like go to a horse therapist or something and like spend some time with like horse therapy. And
I would
then
love to do
when
that.
we feel comfortable with the horses, then we can maybe consider going for a ride.
Yeah.
So yeah, stay tuned for more details on our horse field trip, everyone. If you want to join, let us know.
Also, Sarah and
And
I have never met in real life, so what if it's at this like horse camp? That'd be so fun.
yeah, I think that'd be the best. I think that'd be the best. So thanks so much
Mm.
for listening, everyone. Be sure to follow us on Spotify. If you have the time and feel inspired, you can give us a review. And if you want to learn more about my work at Mystic Rose Tarot, I'd be happy to read for you.
Yeah, and find me at energywithryan, ryan.com. My membership, my monthly membership is live when this hits. And so you can join and receive 2 energy healings a month to like keep that mind, body, spirit going well.
Thank you. And Ryan has the best newsletter. I read it like virtually every single time. I read it word for word.
I love
And just as a
that.
reminder, if you're feeling stressed about stuff, or if you feel like you need some more support after listening, as Ryan mentioned, discipline's a big one. This isn't like preschool work we're doing. This is like big girl work. Okay. So just be gentle with yourself. We do have an episode that supports your nervous system. So you can go give that a listen, and you know best. Take care of yourself. Thanks so much for listening.
Bye.